Woo! Well. Look at what we have here. Another live stream on the Outlaw of College Football. Just want to jump in here right quick. Still pretty early in the day. Game's just getting started. I see where old con time Deion Sanders took an early 13-0 lead with Nebraska basically shanking 2 punts, missing a field goal, and having 4 turnovers. And Colorado's only up by 13 at halftime. And I hear that Nebraska actually just scored. By the way, this is my new drink today. Turn around here, you can see it. C4 Starburst Strawberry. Some pretty good stuff. Gives you a nice little itch. So I just want to see how it would go on an early Saturday. See if there's any traffic in here. If there's not, then we'll learn from our mistakes, right? Seems like we got 4 or 5 people jumping in here already. Just want to get y'all's take on the events that are unfolding today in college football. Seems like con time Deion Sanders is actually in sort of a fight now. And Marty Keen's in the house. That's right, old Marty Keen. He's the original. He's the OG, original Outlaw Posse member. He was the first deputy. Me and him, we actually go way back. He's I'm like Wyatt Earp, and he's like Doc Holliday. Yeah, I bet you are mounted up. Might have to swing by your house and pick you up here in a little bit. We're gonna get us some wings. We're gonna party it up. If you guys are ever in Tuscaloosa, just holler at me. Me and Marty King will show you around town. We should probably start us a tour service of some sort, I think, because we know Tuscaloosa so well, we could show y'all exactly where everything is, and not just football related. Hell, we could take you to see this haunted-ass old mental hospital out in Northport if you want to get your ass scared to death. Mike Wilkerson is in the house. He's also a Outlaw Posse member. Like I said, I don't expect there'll be a lot of traffic today with this podcast, considering everybody's probably watching the football games and not listening to me run my mouth. But from what I'm seeing here on the scoreboard, currently we have Georgia up 38-0 on Ball State. Penn State over Delaware 42-7 in the third quarter. Colorado just scored again. The con time Deion Sanders has been lucking out, ain't he? First, he played an overrated TCU team that has given up 155 points in their last 3 games, and everybody thinks that con time is the next coming of Bear Bryant, I guess. I don't know. But Colorado just scored. They're up 20-7 on Nebraska. When Colorado gets into the meat of their schedule, they won't be tested probably until the 4th game. Then we'll really know whether con time Deion Sanders is actually as prime as he claims to be. That damn Coach Prime shit aggravates the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you. And it's hard for me to take him serious. He wants everybody to call him Coach, but yet he wants to add and attach a cartoon character name to it. I mean, like he's like I said 100 times, it sounds like he's some character off the Transformers, like Optimus, Coach Primus, Jackass. I don't know. Kansas State's having a little bit of trouble with Troy. They're up 21-10 in the third quarter, but Troy is sneaky good most years. Baylor is up on Utah. I had called that earlier. I thought Baylor might actually come back with a vengeance after losing to a FCS school in Texas State. They got embarrassed last week, got beat 42-31, and it looks like maybe they're trying to take it out on Utah. As Baylor is now leading Utah 13-3. Utah is ranked number 12. David Moyer's in the house. Con time isn't going to get so lucky this week. Well, I mean, he's leading right now, brother. He's leading 20-7 over Nebraska. They haven't really played a good team yet. So he's lucking out. Everybody says, well, TCU was in the national title game last year, but we all know that was a fluke. I don't care what anybody says, a fluke. You don't give up 65 points in the national title game and not be a fluke. As you can see, Mike Wilkerson and Marty King have their badges. If y'all wonder what that's all about, that's a part of being in the membership of the Outlaw Posse. It's not but $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. There's a join button. There's a subscribe button. You can hit that. And you'll get your badge and you'll get deputized. You also get a random Four Horsemen shout out on the actual podcast, as well as a comment of the day chosen by me for each podcast for the best comment given by the deputy badge input, which is the badge you have there on the side of your name. It's like I thought, man, there's a lot of people at the games already. I just want to sneak in here real quick and just try this out. It's like a new toy for me, this StreamYard thing. Moving up in the world, moving on up to the sky, like George Jefferson. Me and Wheezy. Got my Wheezy in there. My wife. She's my Wheezy. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what Notre Dame's doing. I was looking at that score a while ago. I'd like to refresh this thing probably in a minute. Looks like Notre Dame's leading. NC State 3-0, and it's in a delay. I'm not sure what that's all about. Do y'all know what that's all about? It's in a delay. They're having some kind of thunderstorms or something there. Clemson's up on Charleston Southern. No surprise there. Later on tonight later on today we have Ole Miss and Tulane on ESPN2. Both of those teams are ranked. Ole Miss is ranked 20th. Tulane's ranked 24th. Texas A&M's playing Miami later on today as well. 2:30 p.m. That's ABC. UNLV plays Michigan. Austin Peay plays Tennessee. Tulsa plays Washington. Appalachian State versus UNC. That could be a game that you need to watch. Because, Appalachian State almost beat UNC last year, and they did beat Texas A&M. And as we all know, the famous upset about 10 years ago when they beat Michigan in the Big House. So Appalachian State is not a team you want to mess around with. Wow, we just got a huge donation from Marty King. That's right, $50. Damn. I'm going to have to hook Marty up when he comes over here later on today for the little tailgate party we're having. I don't know if you call it a tailgate or not, but it's our version of a tailgate. $50 coming from Marty King. I'm going to have to, man, that's a lot of money, man. I don't know how I'm going to be able to give you a reward for that, man. They have to come up with something good for the big $50 donation. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll get my wife to give you a massage or something. She's good at that. Mike Wilkinson with a $2 donation as well. Appreciate the hell out of that, Mike. All these donations help me. If you don't mind, you can jump out of this chat as well. Smash that like button. It'll push this video out. The algorithm will push it out to more people, and we'll get seen, and maybe some more people come up here and party with us a little bit before the actual big games get started today. Yeah, man, it's just like Marty said, man. He's a good friend of mine, childhood friend. We grew up together out in Holt, Alabama. Y'all probably don't know where that's at. Never heard of it. A tornado in 2011 pretty much killed Holt. But yeah, if everybody just gave $2, man, that would be great. I mean, because that would add up big time. As a matter of fact, it would help me offset the censors at YouTube. As you know, my last video, which has went over 2,500 views now, that we did that video I did on Oklahoma Friday, got put on censored limited ads. They censored me. They censored my last two videos, actually. So the only way I can offset that and actually make money off those videos is if people like you, Mike, make donations, because that really helps. The Rhino 26 is up in the house. Rhino's a big supporter of the program as well. What's going on, Rhino? Where are you watching your ball game at today, brother? What do y'all think about old con time Deion Sanders out there getting a few lucky breaks against the Nebraska Cornhuskers? We all know Nebraska. Nebraska's in a world of shit, man. I don't know if Nebraska will ever be back like they were. I mean, it's going to be hard. Considering exactly where Nebraska is located as well. I think the geographical thing with Nebraska, once they got behind the 8 ball and started going through all these coaches after Frank Solich left, they made a big mistake when they pushed Frank Solich out. Frank Solich succeeded Tom Osborne, the legendary coach in Nebraska that won like 3 or 4 national championships. I think it was 3. And then Solich come in, was doing decent, but the fans were spoiled by their recent success at the time. They ended up pushing him out, and ever since Frank Solich left, it seems like Nebraska has been struggling to get back to prominence as a top 10 team. Yeah, Mike, me and Marty'd love to have you down here, man. Like I said, man, we've been doing this for a while. Me and him's been Alabama fans for a very long time. Woo! Well, the Rhino just slammed down a $100 bill. He just took over the whole gambling table, man. Rhino done coming up in here like Doc Holliday, man, fixing the game in here. Man, I love that movie, by the way. That scene where he tells that dude, ain't that a daisy? He puts down them 4 aces. And later on, he's playing poker again and tells that dude, maybe need to try something he's better at, maybe a spelling bee. Nebraska's offense is hard to watch today. That is true, Rhino. And, for the big donations I'm getting for this program and stuff and whatnot, I'm going to have to think of some rewards for you guys and whatnot because, you're always coming in here and supporting the program and being loyal listeners and whatnot. I've come up with a few perks already. But y'all are all going to have to give me some ideas and some ideas for perks so I can reward all the listeners that are continually supporting this show. Quarterback is killing him, says David Moyer. That is true. And if y'all want to get your comment highlighted and pushed to the top, you can do like Mike Wilkerson and Marty and the Rhino 26 did. All you got to do is hit the little $ at the bottom. Click on that. You can give anywhere from $2 to as much as you want, like you said with Rhino. And it'll highlight your comment, push it to the top, and I can read it out more readily and give you credit for your comment. Turd Ferguson. That's a hell of a name. Where'd you get that nickname from, man? What'd you do? Did you go out there to California and take a shit in the streets? Speaking of skill shitters, USC plays Stanford today, man. I don't know who to root for in that game, man. You have the supposed elite battling the supposed elite. Both of those universities are located cities in California that are, let's just say they're not very good cities anymore. San Francisco and Los Angeles, man, it's hard to see what's happened to San Francisco and Los Angeles. Not trying to get off the subject here, but people shitting in the streets. I mean, how do you make it to the stadium without stepping in a big pile of dung? Just here to support, brother, says the Rhino. I really like that name. Where did you come up with the nickname, the Rhino, by the way? Is that like your high school alma mater's nickname or something? Marty King said he's got some ideas today. Marty's helped me out with this podcast a lot, as well as Jonathan Lewis. Without those two guys, I probably wouldn't be doing this. Might have to get Marty to start helping me with some of the technical aspects of this because I'm in here brain farting and look like a monkey in a zoo playing in my poo. See what we got here. Let's check some of these scores out for y'all real quick. Going back on, they look like they've refreshed now. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Georgia's up 38-0 on Ball State. Penn State's up 35-7 on Delaware. Colorado is still up 13-7 on Colorado. Colorado's still up 13-7 on Nebraska, it says. Y'all help me with that. It said 20-7. Did they take the touchdown away from Colorado? I'm not watching the game. Y'all tell me what's going on with Con Time, Deion Sanders, man. I can't wait. Well, no, it says 20-7 now. You had to refresh. My bad. 20-7 Colorado. K-State scored another touchdown. They're up 20-10, 28-10 on Troy State. Utah has added a field goal. Baylor still leads 13-6. Notre Dame is now up 9-0 over NC State. Clemson continues to lead Charleston Southern. Those are the scores right now. Woo! see, the Rhino 26 hand pink waving. What the hell is that? What y'all talking about, man? Take my eyes off the screen already, man. Y'all in here starting some trouble, ain't you? John Ritchie, I hope your Crimson Tide team beats Texas. Also, if y'all come in here and y'all see these guys in here with their badges on, they're in the Outlaw Posse. If you want to get your badge, get deputized, you can hit the join button, next subscribe button. It's $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. That's nothing but a Dasani. And you'll have your badge and you'll be deputized, and you might be a part of the random 4 horsemen shout out that I give each and every show for 4 lucky deputies. And also the comment of the day as chosen by me from one of the deputy inputs of the week. Colorado is now up 23-7. There you go. There you go. Old con time Deion Sanders. His groupies, man, they love coming in here, man. They can't stand it. They're going to be in here jizzing all up over the place, man. There's one of y'all, a lot of y'all Oklahoma fans coming here. Y'all got a guy that's a podcaster for y'all. And he really has a tent in his pants. Not to name any names, but HOF Media. OHOF Media, and he's got a tent in his pants for some con time Deion Sanders, man. Like I've said numerous times, it would not surprise me if that dude and all of con time's groupies had a poster of Deion, maybe in some briefs, on the ceiling over their bed. Would not surprise me one bit. Mike Wilkerson says, I'm not going to lie, Bear Bryant is the reason the Tide is my second favorite team. I will always support Bama because of the closeness of our traditions and the culture at the prospective school, says Mike Wilkerson. PG also had a Jizz Fest over con time. Yeah, man, what's up with that, man? And y'all going to have to get with your Oklahoma podcasters, man, and tell them, hey, y'all do realize that con time Deion Sanders is the enemy. He is our opponent. He is recruiting against us. I'm sure Colorado, I mean, they're not neighboring states of Oklahoma, but I'm sure that Oklahoma and Colorado are probably recruiting some of the very same players. So I just don't understand it, man. It's just like they got this damn serious, not to be vulgar, man, but they got a serious hard on for this guy. I've been watching Fox, man, and they'll like be screaming like they're having some kind of orgasmatic monkey spasm or something. Nebraska is horrible, says Sooner Fan. That is true. I think Matt Rule is a good coach. My boy Killer Breeze was sending me a message earlier saying that he thought Matt Rule was overrated. I do not think he's overrated. He built up Temple and Baylor, teams where it's pretty hard to win. He was probably given a lot harder hand to deal with than Deion. In my opinion, even though Colorado was 1-12, Deion was able to come in and use a lot of his fame and notoriety to lure a lot of players into the transfer portal and come play for him. Eventually, that's going to run out. That transfer portal stuff is like fool's gold. You're going to get a few golden nuggets, but eventually, you've got to actually recruit. Matt Rule is going to have a hard time recruiting, I think, to Nebraska just on geographical location alone. Colorado isn't that good. Nebraska's just terrible. He's a soy boy. I pay no attention to PG. Yeah, I've seen a few of PG's things, and I just say this. He picked the right moniker for his show, PG. Which is nothing wrong, man, with watching PG movies and being PG and being religious and not having a potty mouth. You know, sometimes I have a potty mouth. But when you're over the top with it and fake with it, like Con Time, like some of these podcasters, and being all trying to act all goody, people can see through that shit eventually. Well, not everybody, obviously, because I mean, there's actually people subscribe to this show, right? Fact Center Fan, Nebraska is making Colorado look good. That is true. If we don't have as much traffic today, I'm sure it's because everybody's at the game. I mean, I would be too. It's just that I'm getting prepared for a get together today with my boy Marty Keene and other people today coming over, old school football buddies of mine. Gonna try to pull the Crimson Tide through and give Texas another heartbreak. What do y'all think about that? Y'all think that Texas, assuming that because they played Alabama close last year, that automatically assumes that they're going to get their Rocky II moment? Will they get their Rocky II moment? I don't know, man. Sometimes it's not like the movies. It don't work out that way. I mean, you would have thought Tennessee would have got their Rocky II moment a long time ago, but it took them 15 years to get their Rocky II. And besides, we all knew, like I said in the last podcast, if it's real life, then there would have been a Rocky III because Apollo Creed would have beat Rocky a second time. Horns down, says Turd Ferguson. Y'all tell me where y'all got them nicknames from. Rhino, where'd you get that nickname from, brother? Nickname's always stuck in baseball. Okay, I see it now. I see it, brother. Nickname that's always stuck in my baseball days, the Rhino. Well, how does that pertain to baseball? I'm just curious, man. I'm a curious George type, man. I ain't trying to pry. I ain't trying to be nosy or nothing. Well, maybe I am. What about you, Turd? Where'd you get your nickname at? Huh? I know where Marty King got his nickname from. He's a jackass. So that's what it translates to. Marty's originally, I think he's from like Rwanda. And in Rwanda language, Marty King means ultimate jackass. He played like a rhino. Oh, I'm a shithead. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess I should be the outlaw Turd then. Because I'm an asshole too sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. Mike Wilkerson asks me a question here. Outlaw, I do have a question for you, brother. Since Nigel Smith committed to OU with our other stellar recruits on defense, it does OU look pretty decent going into the SEC? Yes, they do. The amazing thing is we talk about ad nauseum is the asinine statement. You know, I wouldn't just keep grilling the shit out of Linky Boy, Tebow, the bitch out west, a.k.a. Lincoln Riley, if he didn't come out and put his mouth on Oklahoma and other teams all the time. People's like, why are you talking about him? Why are you Oklahoma fans grilling on him all the time? Well, he's grilling on them. What do y'all expect him to do? Just roll over and take it? And y'all act like it's Oklahoma people coming to him first. He's always the one doing it. Him and that Colin Cowturd, or whatever y'all want to call him. They're always putting their mouth on Oklahoma. And he come out and said the worst thing he could ever said in his entire existence as a head coach, in my opinion, when he said that you cannot recruit to Oklahoma. People been recruiting to Oklahoma since the 1920s. Suddenly you can't recruit to Oklahoma? Why? Well, you probably can't recruit good defensive players. They don't want to come and play for a coach that don't take defensive seriously and is not going to try to develop them for the NFL. You know? They don't play for that shit. Love the live stream, says Fred Bagley. Appreciate you too, Fred. Fred's pretty much a regular too. I see him in the comment section all the time on the podcast. Also, if you want to get your comment, push the top like the Rhino did and Marty Keene and Mike Wilkerson. All you got to do is click on that money dollar sign at the bottom of this video and click on that. Just throw a few dollars in there, 2, 5, 10, whatever you want to give. And it'll highlight your comment, push it to the top, and I can get it read out more readily and get your money's worth. My name Ryan, and yes, Turd, I played like one too. Oh, yeah. Ryan, no. Yeah, I get it. What's the 26 for? I'm nosy as hell, ain't I? Like, I figure you probably like, man, this dude's like the FBI and shit on some damn screen name. What the hell's up with that? By the way, I don't know if y'all seen this begin show. C4 Starburst strawberry flavor. Prospective sponsor of the show in the future, hopefully. Take me a swig real quick, get me riled up like I need that, right? I believe I got ADD sometimes, or Tourette syndrome. Like I posted my OSU. I'm going with 52-17, says Fred Bagley. Won a national championship in Utah for baseball myself, but no nickname. Does that NC stand for National Championship? Storm 4601's in the house. Storm also has his deputy badge as he's in the Outlaw Posse. As I've mentioned ad nauseum today, we'll quit overstating that. I just like to brag on it, man, because I feel like it's a cool thing that we have badges for our membership in here, the paid membership anyway. I think it's a cool thing. Baseball number. You've used up all your questions. You like a genie in a bottle? I only get like 3 questions. I'm only used 2 then. I'm only used 2, brother. If we're going by the genie standard, the genie in a bottle standard, I get one more question then, right? That logo's pretty cool. I like that logo that you got. I'm going to save it 1 question. I get 3, right? Your podcast in the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ackert and Lehman is the only podcast I really enjoy. And Jay from Unfair Sports. Jay seems like a pretty good guy. His show blew up rather quickly. He was behind me at one time, and he just went off the charts. I think it's because he's done a lot of positive stuff about Con-Time Deion Sanders, whereas I'm grilling the shit out of him, and people don't want to listen to that. So let's check on scores again for you guys and gals out there, in case y'all ain't looking at the screen. Y'all looking at my ugly-ass face. Well, now, Charleston Southern has tied the game against Clemson. I think old Dabo and the Duty Diggers are in some deep trouble, man. I really do. People have asked me before, I've said this on my previous podcast. The reason why I call Clemson the Dabo and the Duty Diggers is because of what they did against the Ohio State players on the ground, and Clemson player just come up in there and just rammed his hand up in there, just following the hell out of him out there on national TV, man. I don't know what he was doing. I guess he thinks it's a Sandusky shower hour at Penn State or some shit. Notre Dame's up 10-0 on NC State. Troy State has just kicked a field goal. They're within 15 of K-State, 28-13 in the fourth quarter. Troy State's tough, man. They're here in Alabama. I've been through Troy. It's a nice little college town. Reminds me of Tuscaloosa back in 1980. Penn State's up 56-7 on Delaware. Georgia's up 45-3 on Ball State. Colorado continues to lead Nebraska 23-7. Baylor continues to lead Utah. Number 12 Utah is in a fight with Baylor 13-6. I think Baylor's a little pissed off from getting embarrassed by Texas State. I would be too. That's a game that you can't lose, man. You're going to try to make a bowl. That's really going to hurt Baylor. They upset Utah. That'll remedy the situation a little bit, but still going to be a long year for Baylor, man. They don't get the shit together. Later on today, you got Texas A&M, Miami. What do y'all think about that game? Y'all heard that Miami was giving away their tickets, buy one, get one free. You believe that shit? That goes along with what I've been trying to say the whole time about these big cities like Miami and LA. They'll support their college teams when they're going undefeated, but you lose 1 or 2 games, man, that just won't come. And you can't afford to lose any games in those cities, or they'll use that excuse like they always do. We got better things to do. We got other things to do. You people in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Norman, Oklahoma, Clemson, South Carolina, and places like that, y'all ain't got nothing else to do. That's why y'all sell out your games. No, that's not it, man. It's because we have fans that support our program and they're loyal, not bandwagon fans. You think that when Alabama graduates their students, you think that the alumni all stay here in Tuscaloosa and live here? Norman, Oklahoma, same thing. You think their alumni stays in Norman, Oklahoma? No, they move throughout the United States, throughout the world. Alabama has alumni flying in from Connecticut, California, Australia, everywhere. USC fans and the Miami fans have millions of people right there in their backyard and still can't sell out the games, let alone their alumni coming in from another state. Colin Cowturd. That's a new name for him. I ain't never seen the Colin Cowturd. Makes it sound like you got a spastic bowel movement or something. Says Sooner fan. No second death in the house. Clemson shows how much BV meant to that squad. Well, the defense seems like it's playing okay, no second death, but it's their offense. They can't score any points, man. Hell, they're even struggling with Charleston Southern scoring points today. But I think I've taken up enough of y'all's time in this early Saturday morning rant, if you will. But I guess I'm fixing to get up out of here unless y'all got something else for me that y'all want to throw my way. If y'all want my thoughts on something real quick, just throw it in the comment section. I'll try to talk it up real quick for a few minutes. Also, if you want to get it pushed up rather quickly, just click on that $sign down there. It'll highlight it. Give a little donation, and it'll pop it up for me more readily. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. Those subscriptions are big time. Also, share it with your friends. That really, really helped get this party crunk. I want to do a multi-team tailgate party one day with a bunch of you. That'd be great. Like meeting a neutral site city or something like Nashville, Tennessee. That would be awesome. Also, before I get out of here one more time, for the badges out there, people that see the badges out there in this comment section, that's the deputy badge for the Outlaw Posse membership. You want to get your badge, get deputized, get your 4 horsemen, random shout out, and maybe be the comment of the day on the podcast. Just hit that join button next to the subscribe button. And it's not but $2.99 months, 75 cents a week. Mike Wilkerson says, I used to love Phyllis from Olga. I used to grill Feinbaum and Cowherd. Yeah, that one was crazy, man. I actually took a picture with the girl that was the Auburn fan that got killed in a car accident, Tammy, the Auburn girl. There's actually a picture of me and her at Rhythm and Brews. I was on Paul Feinbaum's show a couple of times, but he was always acting all anal about it, so I quit calling his show. He put me on hold for 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I'm just not going to hold on that long. It's not that important to me. Kansas State just scored another touchdown, says Eric Laufenberg. All right, then. Go Wildcats. I like Kansas State. I know they're a rival of Oklahoma's and most of you in here, but I actually like the Wildcats. I like Chris Kleiman. I think he'd be a good candidate to replace Nick Saban one day. What do y'all think? All right. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Y'all enjoy your day, man. I hope all your teams do well, unless they're playing mine. With that, I'm out of here. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed. Coming to get you, Marty. Coming to get you, brother.